All right. These guys did a great demo at Spona.
Hey,
How's,
Jason.
how's it going?
How you doing? And so that's what our demo is. If you want to take a seat
Yeah,
here, it'll
it'd be
give you a
The
chance
shark.
to do one.
I'd be super interested.
So I would suggest these two seats here because they're
The sweet
I could
spot.
EQ them for
You're doing the Maggie demo again, or
A
what?
different Maggie demo.
Yeah.
Oh,
different one.
Not as
what are
good
you
as the
doing
one you
differently?
Okay, so instead of making them multi-amplified,
Okay.
these are just the stock crossovers.
Stock
And what I'm
crossover.
going to do is I'm going to EQ the stock crossovers,
Okay.
so speaker correction. Then I'm going to add in a sub, and then I'm going to room correct.
Okay.
So I moved the crossover point. Basically Maggie's like high pass filters because you can get all the stuff that's out of band and let them
Yes.
play louder, right?
Right.
And so that's one of the first things I do is when I correct it, I add a 40 hertz high pass or a 50 hertz speaker.
Yes,
right?
that's smart. Super smart.
Then, okay, let's do something even smarter. Let's add in the sub, but move the crossover point up an octave.
Okay.
Now the Maggies can play as loud as you want,
Right.
and the sub gives the thing. But now these are dipole subs.
Okay.
So now you've got dipoles with dipoles.
Right.
So you don't have the room loads, et cetera, et cetera. Is it going to be home theater? No, it's music.
Well, also you can place the subs where it's best in the room. Versus the Maggies, you have to place for the rest of the driver.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, because you've got time delay, you can correct for that. So you can
Exactly.
time align
Right.
everything, right? Okay, so my quickie demo is
Yes.
the speakers by themselves.
Yeah. We need to do a quick one if you can. But
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. I can do it in 2 minutes. Again,
okay,
2
awesome.
minutes
Yeah,
in.
because I got to get through a lot of rooms, but I would
Yep.
definitely want to show people the power of DSP.
Okay, LRS is all by themselves.
It's 4 in the morning, the end of December. I'm writing you now just to see if you're better. New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening.
Now, bass
Subs,
and
yeah.
room correction.
Your house deep in
More
the
correctly,
desert.
bass man.
Bass band.
Are you living for nothing now? Hope you're keeping some kind of record. Yes. And Jane came by with that lock of your hair. She said that you
I'm gonna
gave
go
it
backwards.
to
Yeah, I was
her
Okay.
just gonna say, can we go back to just the string
that
melodies?
night when you planned to go clear.
So no sub.
Did you ever go clear? The last
No EQ.
time we saw
No speaker correction.
you looked
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's
Because
excruciating.
Right.
so, but again, if I played these at the same level, when I EQ up 60 dB up to flatten them, I'd blow you out of the room. So I'm trying to protect your hearing.
Right.
So it's hard to do this demo
For level matching.
for level
and,
matching,
right. Yes.
because well, how do you do it, right?
Right.
But when you add it all back in,
so you treated
Well, y'all went over to the Bach. The Bach will do level matching, but yeah, this is exactly what everybody should be doing. You know, it's not a true bypass and not a true level matching, but it's so obvious the difference that anybody, yeah, parts matter, but you're using the stock crossover. Look at the performance delta. If you change one capacitor, you may get some benefit. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
right? Well, and again, that's kind of a demo with that other speaker, which you don't have time for, but it just needed help in the mid-range.
Okay.
Right? So, but it needed 8 dB of help in the mid-range.
Yeah, that's a
right?
lot.
So, female vocals and cellos needed help, but it didn't need as much speaker correction as the Maggies did. So
Right.
the Maggies make a great demo because one, it's an inexpensive speaker that everybody can start with at any price point. you can do maybe a new box that Al's got over there that would be more in that price point, the little boxes behind it. So we're kind of demoing that idea with what we're doing here by just using the speakers themselves, then adding in the sub, time delay if needed, but we don't need it the way it is, and then doing it that way. So, you know, we're using Orchard Audio's, you know, Leo's amps, those are the premiers. So this is what people at an entry-level price point can afford, right? So now if you do that for everybody and you get this sound quality, then people know, well, what if I start maneuvering up the line when they've got more money and assets type thing? But I don't want an entry-level audiophile like my nephew that's sitting back there, who I've had in a listening seat since he was little, showing him what it really is to have a speaker that doesn't sound good to start with. Because he heard this before I did anything, he says, there's something really wrong. I said, yeah, the boat, it's just, it needs help, right? So that's kind of the thing. So we're trying to pass on DSP and high-res audio and high-res DACs are not your enemy. They're your friends now.
Exactly. I mean, I've been on that bandwagon for a long time. It's a guaranteed way to improve your system. I mean, it's guaranteed because even if you don't care about flat or high fidelity, you can maneuver it however you want.
And the other thing is too, since most music's mastered with flat response speakers, I'm making these flat response so they that you're listening to kind of what the guy listening in the mastering room, right? That's what you kind of want, because that's for sure.
Well, that's kind of the essence of high fidelity. But even if you want extra bass, let's say you want a Sean Oliver, you could do that.
Right. Well, the thing is, I can do infected mushrooms here when I EQ everything, because now I can handle the power to do it, right? And so I can get you down in the low frequency ranges, pipe organs, whatever. But my thing is, now it's music agnostic. Whatever you like, you play it and it sounds better.
This is a much better way, or at least a priority, to upgrade your speakers before doing the part swaps, the cross, you know, those kind of things can help. And even materials under your speakers and all that. This is so much easier, so controllable, and guaranteed because you got measurements at your room position. You know that
because now with this box, you've got a microphone input on the front, so you can get your measurement mic in.
So many people buy a speaker based on what that anechoic measurement shows or what a stereophile measurement show, but nobody ever hears that. You never hear what you bought unless you try to correct it as much as possible to get what you bought here.
Exactly, and this is why I tell everybody, it's like with modern DSP and the capabilities and things like Room EQ Wizard, which is a free program, but has a huge amount of power for helping it, right? That's all I did. I ran Room EQ Wizard to EQ the room with the bass added to it. It just needed help below 100 hertz.
Well, it's great to see guys pushing forward and not being disgruntled by the slow adoption by the stubborn people, but I mean, it's...
I did 30 years worth of DSP work, so I know where we could take this, and Al built
and you're seeing the trend, though. I think now you're seeing even the highest level manufacturers are embracing it, especially in the bass. But, you know, even much more sophisticated stuff all the way up to the Bach now. There is stuff that is just state-of-the-art. The processing power is unprecedented from when you first started. The quality of microphones, the quality of knowledge that we have, all the people...
And the converters are just so much better.
There's nothing to be afraid of at all. Nobody heard worse digititis or anything from that. Everything was an improvement. So yeah, great job on that demo. Appreciate it. Wish I could stay longer, but yeah, thanks a lot.
Take care.
Good seeing you guys. Okay.
Good to see you again.